So let's jump into the first one. The first one that was commonly asked is, how much time does it really take to become a systemologist? So when you start out, the core training is generally, if you allocate probably about 6 to 8 hours per week. And you would do that over the first 3 months. So there's a 3-month core training that we go through together. I'll lead that one. We'll meet every week at the same time, and we'll meet on a Zoom, usually a small group, anywhere from sort of 10 to 15 is around where we like our sweet spot. That way we can work quite closely. The training itself, in between the live calls that we do, the live calls are more about answering questions and doing live hot seats, and not as much teaching happens there. A lot of the teaching is delivered through the portal. So we've got a little academy where you'll learn everything inside the academy. And then you'll also so you'll be learning in between those live calls. You'll have the live calls themselves. They go for about 90 minutes. You also get paired up with a buddy, so someone else in your cohort, where you'll meet with them and you'll practice doing the critical client flow and doing test extractions and things like that. And then you share that into the community. We've got a private community where your cohort have a little area, and you can post and share and things like that inside there. And then beyond that, like after you get through the core training, which is those first 3 months, then, there's AMA calls, there's expert calls, there's, we're running little internships. We're doing a sales internship at the moment where you can get fed leads from head office. We've got little programs and little calls that pop up and things like that. So after you get over that 3 months, there's probably, you still want to be allocating a bit of time being a continual learner. But the heavy lifting really happens in the 3 months up front. I know, Rob, you were eating, sleeping, dreaming systemology through that 3-month period. Is there anything else you want to add? Is that a realistic timeline, or did you go more than that? How much time did you tip in?
I think like anyone else, I printed out every single workbook, every single thing that had a PDF attachment to it. I just printed out and laid in bed at night and read through it and said, I just have to get it. And yeah, it was confusing and it was overwhelming. And yeah, after 3 months, I still felt like, okay, what do I do now? Like, what's the next step? How do I turn this into something that's going to be profitable? How do I turn this into a business? And it just, the 3 months is the perfect amount of time to get your head completely absorbed of the information. It then took me another 2 to 3 months to just review. And as I said, I listened to the audiobook multiple times. I read the book a couple of times just during that thing, just to pick up those little pieces that, because right now it's like, as Dave likes to say, it's like trying to drink water through a fire hose. It's just so much information that it's hard to take, and it's a little bit overwhelming. And my wife went through the systemology training last year, or actually beginning of this year. And she was the same. At the end of every session, she's like, it's just so much information. But now she understands the language. She understands how the process works. And because if you're systems thinking and you're actually a very organized person, this is the perfect way to learn, because it's 3 months of full on information, and then 2 to 3 months of you absorbing and just rereading and going, oh, and the pieces start clicking in and start making sense. So the timing is actually spot on.